Hello, everyone. Just getting started here. I want to share my screen. Where is that? Show screen. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. So maybe if everyone that's on the line already, if you can let me know if you can hear me, see my screen, see my webcam. That'll be great. And looks like we're doing good. Cool. Thank you. And we're still waiting for a few more to join us. Expecting a number of you. And today is going to be all about learning how to maximize your Google Adwords and your lead flow using pay-per-click. So that's what I emailed you about. That's what that's what we're going to talk about today. So I hope you're here to learn about that. But we can. It looks like welcome to today's little workshop. See a number of you coming on in. So we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, again, today is all about PPC, commonly referred to as Google AdWords or pay-per-click. But that's what we're going to be discussing today. And we're gonna learn how to set up your campaigns to get the lowest cost per lead and highest return. And so this series is or this workshop is all part of the Year 2017 Internet Marketing Plan that we started back in January. And it's all kind of based on this digital dominance method, and we really have dove deep in the first slot here on SEO. We talked a lot about setting up your website and how to write content and citation development and optimizing your website for conversion. And today, really excited. It's all about PPC. So I'm really excited for that. And again, this is an interactive workshop, so if you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in there, and I'll stop from time to time to answer them. And so yeah, again, this if you guys do have any questions at any point, just go ahead and drop them in there. So yeah, if I could get your attention. It's probably best not to multitask just for the next 60, maybe 45 to 60 minutes at the most. And obviously, if you're serious about doubling or even tripling the leads that you pull for your mortgage website, these next minutes will be critical. So again, what we're going to be covering today is why PPC is important. Why is it important in terms of the scalability and lead flow for your mortgage business. We're going to talk about how to set up and properly set up and structure your pay-per-click campaign for the minimum cost per lead and maximum ROI. And then we're going to look at the most important key performance indicators to track and we're going to look at the landing pages and conversion tracking and the things you want to pay attention to. And I do have a little ethical bribe here. If you stay with me to the end, we obviously I'll provide you with this little graphic here of the digital dominance method. Also provide you a little cheat sheet for connecting Google My Business to your AdWords campaigns, and then we have a list of the most commonly used keywords for pay-per-click. And just real quick, who am I and why you should listen to me? I'm the author of the Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Mortgage Brokers. You can find that right on my website. Widely accepted as a premier expert in the internet marketing space for mortgage businesses. I've worked with many mortgage business owners across the U.S. and I'm a Google certified partner, and we've managed over 100K annually. So really excited about that. And this is what we do as a team. We everything that I've been teaching, this is what we implement for our clients, from SEO to building and structuring and optimizing your websites to managing and setting up your pay-per-click campaigns. And so why should PPC be part of your overall internet marketing strategy? A lot of things. So you have the ability to start showing up very quickly. Unlike SEO, that takes a little bit of time to implement. You have to build a website and optimize the website and build up the authority of that website. It just takes a little bit of time. With PPC, you can turn on a campaign, and within a matter of hours, you could have traffic and leads already coming in to your business. And you can show up as often as possible where your customers are looking. And what's really cool is the ability to show up for non-geo-modified search terms in locations outside of your primary city. So say you're in next to Dallas, in a suburb outside of Dallas, and you want to show up for search terms when someone searches mortgage broker, right? They didn't type in Dallas, or they didn't type in a city next to Dallas, the city that you're in, say. And you want to show up when someone just types in mortgage broker and they're located in Dallas. You're able to do that in Google Adwords. And with SEO, that's not. Google's getting much better at recognizing where the searcher is and showing locations near that searcher. So with PPC, you're able to show up for these non-geo-modified terms. And by geo-modified, if you're wondering, that's obviously like mortgage broker Dallas or mortgage lender in Dallas. And you have the unlimited scalability. In many markets, you can spend, tens of thousands of dollars in Google AdWords every single month. There's that much traffic and search volume for these types of services. And so it's something you can turn up, turn down at any time. No other marketing channel can you really do that. And so I have a number of bullets here that will help explain why most pay-per-click campaigns fail. And the number one thing here is a failure to understand how the AdWords, their auction process works, and the complexity of the mortgage industry. So many people think that you can just set up a campaign and it's like a bidding war. You can just bid on certain keywords, and maybe the highest bid will get will win the day. But that's not the case. Google's whole job with their search engine is to return quality search results. And so if you land them on land the searcher on a quality landing page that's matched with what they typed in, so if they're looking for a VA loan or a certain type of loan program like a reverse mortgage, and it gets taken to a homepage of a mortgage website, that's not, and it's not really reverse mortgage driven, or not really VA or veteran driven. That's not really providing a good user experience, right? So Google's introduced a quality score, And so they're able to tell or give a score based on what people typed in and the page that they're taken to. And the higher your quality score, the lower you'll be paying per click. And so that's a real good thing. It's really not, you can't just come in and bid more than everyone in your market and you know, get the highest placement in Google. And another big mistake is setting up one ad group with all the services, with all the loan programs, all the different terms like mortgage broker, refinancing, you know, purchasing, you know, reverse mortgages, and then sending all that traffic to the homepage, which I kind of already talked about. And again, that's setting a campaign up for failure. And they're not using specific. Another reason why PPC campaigns fail is they're not using specific text ads and landing pages for the groups and sets of keywords that you want to show up for. And there's no strong call to action on the landing pages. So again, this is why most PPC campaigns fail. And so again, this is what it might look like. You know, all these general mortgage terms or different types of ad groups that could be created, and sending all that to the homepage. You know, that's a big no-no. And so I actually do have an example here. Can PPC really drive an ROI? And just a little before the call, we did a market analysis for someone thinking they were in Columbus, in Ohio, and so these are some of the numbers that were given or were found in Google. And so this is what I hope you guys can see that okay. But basically, if you spend $2,000 in this market, right, you would be paying about $11 per click. So that would generate 180 site visitors in a month, right? So 180 site visitors. And then we have two conversion rates here. If the landing page was converting at 3%, how many leads would you get? You would get 5. If it was converting at 10%, which is average, you would be getting just about 18 leads, right? And this average conversion rate of 10% is a little bit low in my eyes. We can get these landing pages converting much higher. But just average, this is what this is preliminary. This would be what month one would look like, right? And month one is the worst month. So again, 18 leads, and you know, we have clients that convert 20% of those. So if you get 18, you're looking at about a couple. Say it's just 2, maybe 3 loans closed that month from these 18 leads, and an average loan size in America today is about $300,000. So that's what if I can pull up a calculator, what is that in terms of ROI? You could potentially, if you got $309,000, right, times maybe 2%, you know, so that is one loan, right? So if you just closed one of those deals, if our clients just closed one of these jobs, it makes sense for them, right? In many markets, this number is much higher because these loan sizes are much bigger. So I hope that was helpful. I wanted to just kind of show some preliminary numbers right from Google, what it would look like. And obviously our job would be to drive this cost per lead down and increase the conversion of the landing pages. And so we're obviously we want lower cost per clicks. Obviously we do that with better quality scores, better landing pages, and better landing pages convert better, so they get more. Our clients get more calls. So I hope that that was helpful. I'm gonna go back to the screen here. Oh, let me switch this. So we've done a number of we've also done a number of audits, and we recently did one for a client spending about almost $8 grand a month, and we found a lot of his ad spend was going to waste, and we identified those, and within the first month we got his cost for that month down to under 5K. So significant savings, because there's a potential to really do some to do some damage to your pocketbook if not set up properly. So that's what we're going to talk about: how to set up and structure your pay-per-click campaign to really lower the cost per click and cost per leads and drive up the ROI. And the first thing here is tracking. Conversion tracking is a must. You must track between web forms and phone tracking. Your campaigns also need to be broken up into smaller but kind of bite-sized ad groups, targeting the different loan programs that you have and provide, and these the ads and the text ads can be matching what the person typed in. Make sure you have a strong understanding of the keyword match types, and then really you can't forget about the negative keywords. We'll talk about that. And the text ads, you need to write compelling text ads that resonate with your client, with your potential client, and you want to entice them to click on you and tell them what to do. And then you leverage all the ad extensions, like the call out extensions and the site link extensions and the location and the call extensions. Really makes your ad stand out and pop off the page. And then you have to land visitors on a solid, well thought out landing page. Sorry, I think I'm talking too fast. But land visitors on a solid, well thought out landing page that's built to convert. It's built to that's built for a lead, or to capture a lead. Excuse me while I sip that water. Okay, and then you want to split test. Make sure you're constantly split testing these two ads and fine tuning and kind of tweaking them to perform better every single month. And so, do not even spend another dime if you're not tracking, if you don't have conversion tracking properly set up. So some of the essentials, there's a way to differentiate the phone number on your website between pay-per-click traffic and organic traffic, and it's called dynamic number swapping. And you can have a pool of keywords or a pool of phone numbers with that would be switched out depending on what the person typed in pay-per-click. So we can really dive deep into what people are typing in that's driving the phone calls, and tracking these phone calls back to the keyword and the campaign, the ones that are driving the keywords, or I'm sorry, the phone calls, will really help us in getting the cost per leads down and more people calling. Web form tracking. So if there's a web form on your landing page, and someone fills it out, how do you track that? And there's ways to do it. So someone would fill out a form, and they might get taken to another page on your website that thanks them for filling out that form. And on that page is like a conversion pixel that would, once it gets hit from someone searching from AdWords, then we know there was a conversion that took place. And so having that in place is definitely essential. You want to track all your conversions, and and then conversion, they should be built into your AdWords campaigns and your ad groups to know which ad group is driving the conversions, and which one might not be driving conversions. And so then you can increase the spend in the ones that are driving conversions, and decrease the spend in the ones that are not driving conversions. So the most important key performance indicators, or KPIs, to track are the total spend every single month, the average cost per click, the average cost per lead, and the return on investment. And so in the mortgage space, we'd like to see, under $60. We're trying to drive that cost per click or cost per lead down under 60, and that's our target. And so, we're going to have a clear target to reach, and we can usually get that within a few months. And it's best to have the dashboard, so you can see how many calls came in, how many conversions there were that month, and what the conversion rate of the landing page is, and really the cost per acquisition of your campaign, or the cost per lead. So again, how to structure your PPC campaign. Your campaign should be broken into smaller, little bite-sized ad groups, and should be matched up with text ads that are matched up with what people typed in. And so what that would actually look like, so we would have a number of campaigns, and so the brand campaign here, what I wrote here, that's just bidding on your company name. So when someone types in your company name, you have an ad showing. You're not going to be paying a whole lot for that click if someone actually clicked on it. But if you're not bidding on your brand, and a competitor is, that competitor could be stealing some of your clicks. And so it's best to set that up, and it'll really help the campaign out, because very relevant. You campaign for mortgage broker, mortgage lender, company, home loans, even a competitor campaign. So some of your competitors in your market that when someone types in, as long as we're not using their name in the text ads, you're allowed to do that. And some FHA, VA, reverse, jumbo, purchase, refinance. These are all different campaigns or ad groups that are set up. And then they, say we have an FHA campaign, and they have a number of keywords in that campaign. And so you have ad groups and then keywords for each ad group. But okay, and so what that would look like inside of your AdWords account, you would have a number of campaigns, or a number of ad groups inside of your campaign. Your brand campaign, your FHA, jumbo, mortgage broker, purchase, refinance, reverse. Then you would, take them to or then you would set up your keywords, and so you would see your keywords listed in there, and they would get taken to an ad, right? That's all about FHA. Say if they type that in. So the ad's talking about FHA. What they typed in is talking about FHA. They see the ad and they get taken to the FHA landing page. And so again, that's what the ad groups might look like with the keywords next to them. And now the important thing about keywords, if you look at there's different ways to set the keywords up in your campaign. And so you got broad match keywords, modified broad match, phrase match, and exact match. And so a little bit about each one of these. Now, broad match is that you could be, if this is what it would look like, right? You would just put mortgage broker, right? Without a plus sign or without a quotes around it. And what that means, you would be showing up for anything closely related to mortgage broker. It doesn't even have to be anything. It could be a variety of different things, and they could, they could type in different things before, after, in the middle, and it could have nothing to do with what you offer. And this is if you look inside your campaign and you see keywords in there that are broad matched, that could be a recipe for failure. That is a big no-no, unless you like flushing money down the toilet. That is a definite no-no. The ones I really like are phrase and modified broad match. And to give you an example, so if we had a modified broad matched keyword that we're optimizing for or showing up for, it's mortgage broker. So you would see a little plus sign in front of mortgage and a little plus sign in front of broker. That means that anything that they typed in, it could be broker mortgage, looking for a broker, if say you only had I don't know if I put the best examples in here. I think I would have a easier time explaining like a VA loan. So say this, you had a plus sign in front of VA and a plus sign in front of loan. Someone can type in VA home loan, and your keyword or your ad would still show up, right? Even though you just have the broad match the modified broad match key term was VA loan. So I hope that makes sense. If it's just basically the words that you have a plus sign in front of need to be in what they search. It can be at the end, it can be backwards, and it doesn't matter which order they were typed in, but as long as they were in there, your ad would show. And phrase match, so that means the phrase has to be in there. So they could say Dallas mortgage broker near me, right? As long as Dallas mortgage broker was typed in near me, or located here, or something, anything like that, then you would show up. Your ad would show. And now exact match, if say we're having keywords that are generating a lot of phone calls, and it's very similar, they're all the same, like Dallas mortgage broker, and that's driving a lot of phone calls, then we can create an exact match key term and really drive the cost per clicks down. And so an exact match key term is exactly what they typed in. So if they typed in anything after or before Dallas mortgage broker in this, or mortgage lender in Miami, if they typed in anything, looking for a mortgage lender in Miami, anything like that, your ad will not show. And we have to pay attention to negative keywords. So negative keyword is will keep your ad from showing if this keyword is in there. So you could be wanting to show up for mortgage broker. Now, if someone put in mortgage broker jobs, and your ad showed, and they just clicked, $11, $10, $11 to go to your landing page. That's not a good way to spend your I'm sure your hard-earned pay-per-click dollars can be spent on better key terms, right? Or associations or careers. These are the types of negative key terms that need to be in your account, because unless you don't mind spending money when you don't need to, because these aren't obviously, if someone's looking for mortgage broker jobs or a career, they're obviously not looking for a mortgage. They're not looking to do business with you. They're looking to work with you. And so, yeah, and maybe you don't have jobs open, but I feel like I'm beating a dead horse now, but I'm going to move on. And we need to write compelling text ads that match what the customer typed in, and really get them to entice them to click on you versus the competition. And really, less is more in these text ads. They don't need to be like long ads, or just less is more, and you tell them exactly what you want them to do, right? Pick up the phone, call today to get your free quote, and what have you. And if you actually specialize in VA loans and you reference that in the text ad, all the better. And you give them one decision, right? And you push for it. So if you want them to call, and a lot of my clients, that's what they want. They want the phone to ring. They have to talk to someone. Once they do, they are much more likely to do business with that person in a lot of cases. So they just really want a phone call. And these big national brands, they'll walk you through they'll walk their clients through like a funnel and then collect the information at the end. And now we have we're testing both the landing pages for that type of call to action, and also the phone calls. And we know most of our clients are local; they're not national big brands, and we there's space for us local advertisers to capture leads in there, and we just have to set up the landing page a little bit differently than just that drive a phone call, and that speak to being local. Speak to, say, if you're in Dallas, you want to mention Dallas in the landing pages and in the ads. And so I just found a couple quick text ads that might work, and obviously we want a phone call. And so these are call only ads, but having that number one or the best local mortgage broker, things like that will really can really entice a click. And yeah, I think I just found two. And now you have the ability to grab a number of other spots for your ad in Google, and these are called ad extensions. So you see, there's call out extensions, which are right here, which really give you the ability to add more to your text ad, and it makes your ad appear a little bit larger. You got the site link extensions that will get them to other pages of your website. You also have location and call extensions, and really optimizing for all these will make your ad stand out compared to what like just this, right? This is an ad without extensions, and these ones have site location extensions, call extensions. This one has site link extensions and call out extensions. And so setting all these up is really will really help your ad stand up and stand out on that page, on the search results page. And then you really have to land visitors on well thought out and optimized landing pages. And so in this one, so this is a variant. We actually have a different variant with a phone number, much more prominent, and these things are just looking a little more different. I think the phone number's up like over here as well. And so we have two variants. We're sending 50% of the traffic to each one. And so I can't wait to see which one will perform better, which we're guessing the one with the phone prominent is going to. Again, and here's another one for you know, an FHA home loan. And so so again, the key elements, you know, conversion tracking is a must. Break your ad groups into, use many different ad groups in these bite-sized ad groups like VA, FHA. Make sure that, and then the text ads match what they're typing in. You really want to make sure you understand the keyword match types. You know, the broad match, modified, the phrase match, and exact match. And you need to write compelling text ads that resonate with what your potential client is typing in, and you want to entice them to click on you versus the competition. And again, you optimize and create all the ad extensions to really make your ad stand out amongst your competitors. And you have to take visitors to a well thought out and relevant landing page to what people are typing in, and these landing pages need to be built to convert. So I think again, what that would look like, ad groups and keywords, and then ads. And then the landing pages, the well-thought-out landing pages. And then you have a dashboard to track it all. And so maybe I can stop here for a brief second and take a couple questions that I see. So here, let me. So, okay. Let me see. And looks like Jody is wondering how much to spend in your AdWords. So that depends on on your market. We'd like to see we'd like to see at least $1,000 initial budget to start with. You know, anything lower than that, it's going to be really difficult to provide a return. And now, if you think, so that's $1,000 outside of our management fee. So obviously this is what we do as a company. We work with our clients. I'm showing you, you know, how we would set up and structure a campaign, and you know, I'm not doing this in hopes that, you know, obviously we would love to do business with you, but I'm giving you this information. Do whatever you guys want with it. But if you do want to consider using us, we'd be happy. We provide a free market analysis. We could even look at your current AdWords campaign, and if you are running AdWords, and we can identify areas of, you know, like missed opportunities, wasted ad spend, and report results back to you guys. But that's, you know, obviously this is what we do as a company. So if we have a management fee, obviously we need to get paid for what we do, and then you're responsible for what you spend in AdWords, and so we have complete transparency with that. So you what you spend in AdWords, you pay that directly to Google AdWords. You don't, or to Google. You don't pay us to then us pay Google, right? So you're going to be paying Google AdWords, and then you'll be paying a management fee for to manage everything. But thanks for the question there, Jody. And let's see. So I have a question from Scott. Scott saying, "What do you have campaigns and landing pages for a reverse mortgage?" Yes, and so we do have campaigns for reverse and landing pages for reverse mortgages and campaigns set up and ready to go. And I know a lot of our clients get a really good return with reverse mortgages, and so yeah, of course we have those set up. But if there's any other question, let me see. Okay. Excellent. Okay, I think that's it. We'll move on. If you guys have any more questions, let me see where to. Okay, on the questions. Okay, so if you do have any more questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat here. Now, I want to start here with questions that you should ask your PPC provider. And what happened? There we go. Okay. So how much, this is a question to ask your PPC manager. How much of your budget goes towards ad spend versus management fees? Like I was just explaining, you want to know how much, to budget for Google AdWords, and then how much of that is going to AdWords and how much of it's going to management. If you're paying, which a lot of companies out there do, and like Reach Local and Dex knows, like if these companies are out there and they I don't know how they do it, but people they say you pay us $3,000, and most people you pay them $6,000, and you don't know how much is actually being spent on AdWords and how much is being spent on their management fee. And with us there is clear transparency, but that's a very dangerous way to play inside of Google AdWords. You don't know how much you're spending is going to AdWords and how much is going to their management fee. That's a very dangerous way to spend your money. You want to ask what kind of tracking are you putting in place? Do you track, and more specifically, do you track AdWords calls versus web form conversion tracking? So do you have a way to track the conversions from the web forms and the call tracking? And really, obviously, if you don't have this set up, you're at a major disadvantage. And a question here to also kind of dive a little deeper: do you differentiate between the PPC calls and the organic calls with the tracking? So a lot of companies might set up a one phone call tracking number, and so you can't tell where the call came from. If it came from organic, if it came from pay-per-click, and so that's not going to give you true spend or true cost per lead on your AdWords campaigns. If the organic traffic could be calling that number. So yeah, being able to switch out the phone numbers between PPC and organic, and it's possible to do, and that's how we set it up. But and then how we track your key performance indicators. Will I be provided a dashboard? if your PPC provider doesn't really have a clear target as far as the cost per lead, then you could be set up for failure. That is a real critical thing for us. Like we really want to have a target and drive to that target. If they don't know what the target should be, that would kind of worry me. So that's a question to ask, a key metric to keep track of. And will you be setting up specific landing pages for each ad group, or are you sending the traffic right to my homepage? That's a question to ask. And obviously, if your traffic's being sent to your homepage, then that's a cause for concern. So and you kind of want to know how those pages will be optimized. Are they going to be optimized for phone calls? Or they how will, if there's any testing being done? You also want to know, do they split test ads? So are they split testing the ads and kind of constantly fine tuning and tweaking those every single month? You want to ask, are they leveraging all the ad extensions, like the call ad extensions, the location extensions, the site link extensions, and more? And again, what are our targets for the cost per lead and the return? And so, preliminary numbers that we see our clients, in month one, getting sometimes 3, 4, 5% return in some markets. So, and so what makes us better, different, our campaigns better, is that we split our ad groups strategically, and we have experience working with many mortgage business owners, and we're able to identify and maximize those most profitable keywords and ad groups. And we set up a conversion optimized landing pages throughout all campaigns. We truly track the conversion, and so we're able to tell the campaigns and the keywords that are driving the phone calls. So we can increase our spend on those and decrease the spend on the ones that aren't driving phone calls, that aren't creating conversions. And there's a big difference between call tracking and true conversion optimization kind of call tracking. And so we set up a true conversion optimization so that these are all the conversions are tracked and associated with each campaign. So you'll know exactly what calls came in from PPC and which ones came in from organic. You'll be able to listen to those phone calls. We'll know which keywords are driving the phone calls and what that cost. And this really makes it possible for us to optimize and stop wasting spend on terms that don't give us a result, a return. And we're constantly testing multiple ad techs. We're fine tuning and tweaking these each month, and our click-through rates go up, and our quality scores go up as well. And so there's complete transparency in terms of your ad spend. So you know exactly how much you paid us to manage the campaign, and you know exactly how much you spent in Google Adwords. And there's a lot of companies out there that they'll just say you pay us and we take care of the rest. And so that worries me. And you really want to be provided some sort of dashboard. to see, what the cost per lead is, how much you spent that month, and what the conversion rate of your landing page was, how many conversions there were. And so you also want to know a place where you can log in and listen to the phone calls. So yeah, and so that's pretty much all I got for you. Obviously, if you would like us to do a market analysis for you, just pick up the phone and give us a call, and we'll set up a short presentation, I guess, or a demo, where we'll walk you through how much you have to spend to get a certain amount of leads, and what month one would look like running AdWords in your market. And you can do that by calling 844-899-9676, or you can always schedule right on our website, mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule. And again, what we can do is we can look at existing campaigns, and we audit those campaigns. So you would give us access to take a peek inside your campaign. We'll look at all these different areas. Make sure you're split testing ads. Make sure that some of your we'll see like what kind of search terms you're paying for clicks, and making sure that they match. We'll look at your landing page, and we'll be able to report back to you in a lot of cases how much of your spend was wasted, and how many opportunities you missed. And we're going to look at the conversion tracking, make sure there's the conversion effectiveness of the landing page too is looking good. But I'm going to look at a couple more questions because I still see there's still a number of you guys on the slide here. I have one from Jeff. He's asking, is this recorded? I hope it is. I did hit record, so I really hope it is. I've gone through one of these before and forgot to record, so I had to go back and send out a recording. So yeah, I hope it is being recorded. I'm seeing it now. Thanks for asking. So I'll send out a replay. And looks like who's it? Another Jeff looking. Can you provide a copy of the slides? So yeah, I can. If you would like the slides, I'd be happy to send that out. No problem. And in terms. So if there are no more questions for me, I don't know if I'll hang around for another couple minutes. If you need, again, if you're looking for to see what it would look like to run AdWords in your market, we'd be happy to do a free market analysis. We'll look at how much you have to. We'll look at, say you spend this much. You'll be able to see how much you have to spend to get this many leads, and yeah, and so if you think about it, a lot of our what we ask setting up AdWords, it's a little bit different than setting up a website and SEO, and the fact that we really only need 3 months. So that's our term. If you sign up to do AdWords with us, we're asking for 3 months, and you have to spend a minimum of $1,000 per month. And so that's a very small investment to really put something in place that you can turn up at any time and turn down at any time. Say you go on vacation, you don't want a number of calls coming in. Say and you can't really do that in any other advertising. If you have like an ad on the radio, or if you're doing SEO, you can't stop your website from showing up in the search results. of SEO, but in AdWords you can. And a lot of our clients have came to us like we've grown their business. We've literally almost tripled businesses just using SEO, and they've came to us like wanting to spend more money, and there wasn't a whole lot more we can do for them in SEO, and that's really where pay-per-click can come into play, and really drive you can really ratchet up the amount of leads and traffic coming to your website. And so that's where I was going. Basically, if you're at a place where you have a little bit of ad spend, maybe you want to test something. This would only take 3 months, and we'd have something for you that you could that is going to be returning. Obviously, I showed you guys what a month one would look like in terms of if you spent $2,000, the cost per clicks would be about, and this is month one, right? $11, 180 site visitors. If the landing page was converting at 10%, you get 18 leads, so 18 people calling. And if you got an average, if you close 20% of these, so if we closed, I'll open up a calculator. If our client closes, if 18 closes 20% of those, wait, what did I do? That would be like 3 leads, right? And so 3, let's just say if you just got one of those, because right now I'm having a brain fart. I don't know why I can't figure out how to do this, but basically, if you just close one of these guys and you spent $2,000, what in that 1 month, that's a good deal. Even if the loan size was a little bit smaller, that's almost a 3-to-1 return on your investment, right? And that's potentially in month 1. So I would really consider putting some dollars aside and allocating some for AdWords in the very near future. There's a lot of changes going on in AdWords. We're seeing ads showing up in maps when they didn't show up before. We're seeing ads showing up in the organic map listings in the search results pages, which never happened before. They just the look of the search results page has changed. What I do? And yeah. So again, any other questions? So I think that's it for you guys. If I don't know, maybe I'll just go ahead and end this out here, and look forward to you guys. Again, just go to mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule for that free market analysis, or give us a call, 844-899-9676. And until then, we'll see you next time.